We love watching stories where the rich get their comeuppance and capitalism crumbles under the weight of its own greed. From dystopian worlds ruled by corporate overlords to cautionary tales of unchecked wealth, movies have us rooting for revolution and justice. But as the credits roll, we step back into our real lives, happily ordering from Amazon, streaming on Netflix, and lining up for the latest tech gadgets.
Ironic, isn't it?
So it begs the question, why do we hate capitalism in movies, but love it in reality? Capitalism in movies is rarely seen in a positive light. Since the early days of Hollywood, directors have portrayed the corporate machine as heartless, greedy, and corrupt, with its primary interest being profit over people. Many films equate capitalism with selfishness and exploitation, giving rise to characters who live to accumulate wealth at any cost. Consider Jordan Belfort in The Wolf of Wall Street, whose relentless pursuit of money through fraudulent stock schemes spirals into moral and personal decay. Similarly, in The Hunger Games, President Snow symbolizes the monstrous upper class that controls the impoverished districts for entertainment and profit, embodying the kind of heartless capitalist figure Hollywood loves to hate. These narratives resonate deeply because they simplify complex social and economic issues, creating a straightforward villain for audiences to despise. By pitting wealthy capitalists against impoverished heroes, movies often take capitalism to the extreme, ignoring its nuances and creating a moral divide where capitalism is synonymous with cruelty and exploitation, while anti-capitalist characters embody justice and morality. There are a lot of movies that portray capitalism in a negative light. You have films like The Wolf of Wall Street, directed by Martin Scorsese, which centers around Jordan Belfort's rise to power in the stock market, portraying a world where greed, excess, and corruption reign. You also have the 2019 film Parasite, which highlights the stark divide between the wealthy and the poor, showing how capitalism traps individuals in a cycle of poverty and deceit. The 2012 film Hunger Games, where the wealthy capital uses its monopoly on resources and power to oppress the districts. American Psycho offers a satirical portrayal of 1980s yuppie culture, with Christian Bale's character, Patrick Bateman, symbolizing the moral emptiness of capitalism's obsession with wealth and status. The 2005 film Thank You for Smoking, directed by Jason Reitman, examines the moral ambiguity of corporate PR spin, focusing on a lobbyist for the tobacco industry. The 1987 film Wall Street introduces Gordon Gekko, the iconic symbol of greed, who famously declares greed is good. The 2019 film Sorry We Missed You examines the struggles of a working-class family in the gig economy, showing the exploitative nature of capitalist systems that treats workers as expendable with no regard for well-being. And the 2015 movie The Big Short, based on the financial crisis of 2008, which dives deep into the corruption and greed at the heart of the financial industry, demonstrating how reckless capitalism led to widespread economic ruin. After watching these anti-capitalist narratives, many people return to lives deeply intertwined with the comforts and conveniences capitalism offers. The very system vilified on screen is what enables most of us to enjoy these movies in the first place. From Netflix subscriptions and high-definition TVs to online shopping and gig economic services and subscribing to YouTube channels like mine. We engage with capitalism daily. Consumerism isn't just normalized, it's celebrated, with people eagerly lining up for the latest iPhone or Black Friday sales, all while often harboring a disdain for the capitalist culture, in theory. In real life, people appreciate how capitalism rewards innovation, lowers prices through competition, and provides unprecedented access to goods and services. Amazon, for example, makes life easier for millions, providing affordable prices and fast shipping, benefits largely driven by capitalist principles. We pay for streaming services like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Disney+, platforms that run on profit and competition, just to binge-watch shows and movies that critique the very system that provides them. The paradox becomes clear. While capitalism might be derided in movies, it is cherished in practice. But to be fair, while many films vilify capitalism, a handful provide a more balanced or positive depiction of the system. These films highlight how capitalism, when functioning ethically, can promote innovation, entrepreneurship, and human progress. Films such as The Pursuit of Happiness, Moneyball, Rocky, Joy, Steve Jobs are all examples of films where the portrayal of capitalism emphasizes on creativity, competition, and risk-taking, which subsequently leads to extraordinary achievements. So, Why is there such a divide between the capitalist realities people embrace and the anti-capitalist stories they celebrate? Part of the answer lies in human psychology. Movies thrive on clear conflicts, and capitalism provides a convenient, familiar target. By depicting wealthy villains, directors can create morally satisfying stories that offer viewers a sense of justice when the rich and powerful are brought down. The narratives are simple, digestible, and at times empowering for audiences who may feel powerless against real-world economic challenges. Capitalism becomes an easy antagonist, a symbol of the inequalities that frustrate people. But in reality, the system itself is more complex than a simple good versus evil battle. Moreover, these narratives offer a moral escape. Watching anti-capitalist content allows audiences to feel morally validated without requiring them to change their lifestyles. We can cheer for anti-capitalist protagonists and despise corporate antagonists without examining our own dependence on capitalist comforts. This creates a kind of selective morality where we hold systems accountable in fiction while neglecting any meaningful self-reflection in our day-to-day lives. The ability to feel morally superior by condemning capitalism in movies while simultaneously benefiting from it in real life creates a kind of cognitive dissonance. It allows audiences to engage in moral storytelling without confronting the uncomfortable truth that their own lives are deeply entangled in the system they criticize. This dissonance enables people to live in two worlds, one where they can express anti-capitalist sentiments through the media they consume, and another where they actively participate in capitalist practices because of the convenience, luxury, and opportunities it provides. However, this disconnect can also serve as an opportunity for growth. By recognizing the discrepancy between the way we consume media and the way we interact with the world, we might begin to question whether our criticisms of capitalism are based on genuine ethical concerns or whether they are influenced by the oversimplified portrayals in movies. It's crucial to understand that while capitalism has flaws, particularly in its extreme unchecked forms, it has also been a driver of innovation, social mobility, and economic opportunity for millions of people around the world. Movies, by their very nature, thrive on drama and exaggeration, simplifying complex issues to create compelling stories. They often reduce capitalism to a binary of good versus evil, overlooking the gray areas in between. As a result, these portrayals can be unfair, painting an incomplete picture of how capitalism operates. In reality, capitalism exists as a multifaceted system that can promote both greed and opportunity, selfishness and social change. In conclusion, the love-hate relationship that audiences have with capitalism in movies speaks to a deeper cultural contradiction. On one hand, we enjoy watching stories that expose the inequalities and injustices embedded within capitalist systems, particularly those that affect the marginalized and powerless. On the other hand, we actively engage in capitalism, benefiting from the very system that is often vilified on screen. This tension reveals not just an irony, but an opportunity for reflection on the complexities of the system itself. The movies that critique capitalism certainly have their place, and they offer valuable insight into its pitfalls, especially when taken to extremes. However, films that depict the positive aspects of capitalism, such as innovation, entrepreneurship, and social mobility, should also be acknowledged for showing how this economic system, when balanced and ethical, can foster progress and opportunity. Instead of succumbing to the binary narratives that often dominate Hollywood's portrayal of capitalism, we should strive to engage with these ideas more critically and thoughtfully, both on screen and in our own lives. By doing so, we can confront our own contradictions and perhaps come to understand that capitalism isn't inherently evil or virtuous. It's simply a system that, like any other, is shaped by the choices and values we place upon it. That's just my opinion anyways.